I'm new to TikTok and I just wanted to make sure that I had that straight. Hello, beautiful people. I hope all is well. I hope all is well. I was just talking to TikTok. I'm talking to you now on Instagram, on YouTube, and on Facebook. If you're new to my page, my name is Allison Wellington, certified dating and relationship coach. I primarily work with busy professional women to teach them how to attract and keep the partners that they deserve. I do it through TikTok, already heard. I do it through my coaching programs, my courses, my retreat. We're going to St. Maarten next year, March 28th through April the 1st. If you are interested in attending, there will be 20 other beautiful, busy professional women who are in healthy relationships, engaged, married, single, situationship, hot mess express. That's not the purpose. The purpose is showing up as your best self in the world, and therefore learning how to level up for yourself as well as for others. The trip is also about sisterhood. It's about a reset. It's about a renew. Okay, so click the link in everywhere. I always have all my links readily available on YouTube. You could click the link in my bio and you'll be able to get access to that. TikTok, I need you to tap the screen, tap the screen, tap the screen. And if you are joining because you either received a text message from me, please go ahead and put it in the comments so I know that my text messages went out. If you want to receive text messages from me, it's absolutely free to join my VIP text list. All you have to do is download anything free that's in my bio. If you download anything free that's in my bio, then I'm going to get your phone number and I can text you to alert you of when I'm going live, when I'm offering free trainings, when I have my retreats for my ladies, when I have anything that's going on in the world. Does that make sense? Is that good? Okay, good. So I'm going to be doing a free training right now with you guys for the next 27 minutes. And then I actually have a gift for you at the end. So I want to make sure that you are sticking it through. And if you're watching the replay, that you watch the entire replay. Okay. So hello, TikTok. Hello, Instagram. Hello, Facebook. Hello, YouTube. Y'all know that my preferred place to be is YouTube. So I want you to come over to YouTube. All you have to do is go to Align with Allison on YouTube. Or if you're watching this on Instagram, comment or DM the word YouTube and I'll send you the link. All right. So what are we talking about today? So today's free training is around dating 101. As you guys know, I am a dating coach. This is what I do. So dating 101, and the foundational element, the most important thing that I teach, the basement to the house that we're building towards marriage, is vetting and discernment. Vetting and discernment. Vetting and discernment. Now, many of us tend to use those terms interchangeably. I don't want you to. I don't want you to use the terms interchangeably because they're not the same thing. Okay. When we talk about vetting, which is what we're going to talk about specifically tonight, when we talk about vetting, it's gathering the information that we need in order to assess whether or not a gentleman is an appropriate match for us. All right. Oh, let me put a little pause on this. If you are new to my page, please let me know your name. Let me know who you are and where you are from so I can welcome you appropriately. All right. Just want to let y'all know on TikTok, put in the comments, let me know where you are, who you are and where you are from, and share this live. If you have a friend who is struggling in their dating life, who chooses the wrong guys all the time, who end up in situationships, they're so lost, they have no clue, right? Share this with a friend who is struggling in their love life. Share it with 5 people. Do me a favor, share with 5. Sabrina, thank you for sharing the live. I appreciate you. Tally, thank you for sharing the live. I see folks are sharing the live. And if you are on TikTok, tap the stream. All right, excellent. So let's get into it. Vetting and discernment, the foundation of successful dating. You guys asked me, Allison, how do I lean into my feminine energy? And I teach that in my coaching program, in my courses, on my retreats, right? You asked me, Allison, where do I go to find like-minded men who want what I want? That's my key line, right? And I teach that, right? Online courses, live coaching thing. What I'm trying to say is you can have all of those elements, but if you're not asking the right questions, it doesn't matter how sweet and soft-spoken and polished you are. It doesn't matter if you're going to the right sports bars and if you're going to the right events to meet the right types of guys, because if you meet them and you don't know what to talk about and you don't know how to engage and you don't know what questions to ask, then what's the purpose? You dressed up, you look pretty, you spent money. That's nice, right? Your ego is boosted because you're getting attention. That's nice. So that attention is not leading to a phone call. That phone call is not leading to a first date. That first date's not leading to a second, third, fourth. It's not leading to commitment, engagement, marriage, babies, houses, breaking generational wealth, traveling the world, having companionship, having someone to love on you, rely on, pour into someone, right? All the things that we want to do. If you cute and if you go into the right places, you have to vet. You have to know what questions to ask and what behaviors to pay attention to so that we can assess whether or not the gentleman in front of you is an appropriate match for you. I'm going to say it again. Vetting is asking the right questions, paying attention to the right behaviors so that we can assess whether or not the gentleman in front of us is an appropriate match for us. And if we're not doing that, then it doesn't matter how pretty your hair is, that your lashes are done, that your face is beat, that your outfit is popping, that your waist is clenched, that you're going to wherever to meet whoever, because when you meet them and it's or you're asking all the wrong questions. And now we're wasting time with people who may be good human beings, but they're inappropriate matches for us. Therefore, who cares? Who cares if you look nice? Who cares if you're walking in the right doors if you don't know what to say so that you can extract the information that you need? Yes, dating is strategy, y'all. Yes, you have to be systematic about it because this is the person you're going to build a life with. It can't be I'm cute, you're cute, we're cute together. You're cute, I'm cute, we're cute together is not going to get you the house. It's not going to give you the family. It can give you a baby and the baby going to be cute and a baby shower going to be lit, but it's not going to give you family, traditions, generational wealth, breaking generational curses, establishing the vision that you have for your life as an adult who has worked hard, who's gone to school, who's gotten the degrees, who has the certification, who has the businesses, who's the doctor, who's the lawyer, who's the principal, who's the entrepreneur, who's the military, right? You have to ask the right questions, or you're going to be living a life with someone who's nice. And on the low, that might be more of a waste of your time, not much of a heartbreak, but more of a waste of your time than somebody who's an ass. Because somebody who's an ass, I'd like to think you'd be able to get rid of them pretty quickly. But a good guy, it's like, but he's a good guy. And those are few and far between. But he doesn't want what I want. And I didn't ask the right questions so that I could assess that before I jumped in. And now we done bought a house. And now we've been together 2 years. And now he already met my mama. And now we already have a baby. Now what? Now what? Now what? We already started the business. Vetting. We have to ask the right questions. So then now, what are the right questions? So first, I want to take some comments that are coming in. Terry said, Allison is the best relationship expert ever. Great tips. Getting coaching on asking the right questions has been a game changer for me. Literally hearing her in my head, is he an appropriate match? Y'all know my lines because I don't believe in the piss and the poop, right? Like I'm in the pool. I'm not. When I was in the pool, I'm not swimming in piss and poop. I'm swimming amongst people who may be swimming faster than me, people who are swimming slower than me, people who are floating, people who just have their toes in and they're not ready to really commit to the water, right? I have people who are Olympic swimmers. They're ready to get married tomorrow. We don't do piss, poop, trash, because then that means you are a part of the piss, the poop, the trash. These people who are not a good match for you are inappropriate matches for you, appropriate for somebody else. And good luck to them. All right. This has saved me. Coaching has saved me so much time. Thank you, Terry. I appreciate that testimonial. Okay. And again, if you are coming in through Instagram, join me on YouTube. That's where I want you to be. If you're on TikTok, I love you. Join me on YouTube. That's where I want you to be so that this can be engaging. So I can read your comments. I put it on the screen and give you a shout out. All right. Now back to the point at hand. Vetting, dating 101, the basics of dating. You need to be able to assess if this guy is an appropriate match for you. How do you do that? Well, first, you need to be able to figure out, literally getting a pen and paper and writing down what are the things that you require out of a relationship and what are the things that you require out of the man in order for you to be healthy and happy in the relationship with that man. If you don't have the clear vision as to what you require, then you won't know what questions to ask. You won't know what behaviors to pay attention to, other than the blaring red flags, right? He curses you out. Oh no, my mommy's calling me. Sorry, mommy. Other than the blaring red flags, right? She must have called me twice because I think I'm on D&D. If she calls one more time, I gotta go, y'all. I love y'all. Okay. Mommy's girl, daddy's girl. So you have to ask the right questions. In order to do that, you have to know what you're looking for. If I'm walking into the store, right, and I have a wedding to attend, I don't know if the wedding is spring, summer, winter, or fall. I don't know if it's black tie. I don't know where it is. Is it going to be here in New York in the winter, or is it in Texas in the winter? Two different winters, right? I don't know if there's a color scheme. I don't know if my husband's going to be able to attend, because if he attends, I'm going to want to match with him. Now I have to talk to him about what the colors are. I need to know the information before I can know what to shop for. How can I shop through the gentleman that I'm meeting in person? How can I shop through the gentleman that I'm meeting on an app if I'm not even clear on what I want out of said man? You need to be clear. You're going to get a pen and paper and write down what I call the non-negotiables. The non-negotiables are the behaviors and traits that a potential partner must seemingly have in order for you to date them. The non-negotiables are the behaviors and traits that a potential partner must seemingly have in order for you to continue to date them. Seemingly, because we're constantly assessing over time. We don't ask one question. Hey, do you believe in God? Yes, I do. Check mark, moving right along. No, it's, do you believe in a higher power? What does your walk look like? This is what my walk has looked like. This is when I backslid, but I'm trying to get back on track. Where do you go to worship? Right? Maybe you'll go and be a visitor one day to said church to see what the culture is like there. Not that that's necessarily a reason not to date, but just to get a vision. We're painting a picture. I don't want you guys to think about it like a checklist, right? Like we used to do back in the days, you fold the paper, the pros and cons. This should be, I'm painting a picture of who this gentleman is and whether or not he's an appropriate match for the vision that I have for myself. It's not about them. You guys are going into dating with this mindset of, I got to impress, I got to show. No, this is whether or not I'm seeing if you're a good match for me romantically. If you're not a good match for me or romantically, there are, 8 billion people on earth? 8 billion. If you're not an appropriate match, it's okay. It was nice to meet you. I wish you all the best. Toodaloo, right? You're not going to be rude like that. Just going to say toodaloo. And then you date more. But this idea that it's supposed to just fall into your lap, and this idea that you're attaching their last name with your first name, I ain't even been on a date yet. You don't even know if his breath stink. Like, we got to assess and see if this person's an appropriate match based on what you desire. So you need to get a pen and a piece of paper, old school, write down, what are the non-negotiables? What are the behaviors and traits that a potential partner must seemingly have in order for me to date them? And then once I'm able to get that list, and I tell my clients I want them to have 7. Why? Because I don't want you to create an avatar, a person who just does not exist. That's unreasonable, that you don't either have those behaviors or you can't match them. You don't have it, you can't match them, one or the other. And then you think that they're going to want you. You want the cream of the crop. You want the creme de la creme. You want the hot commodity. But yet you are a little shaky in how you're showing up in the world. That does not make sense. When I coach my clients in my program, The Partner You Deserve, we go through working on becoming the best version of you. Because how dare you have an expectation that you are going to snatch up the best of the best, the cream of the crop in your neighborhood, in your city, in your town, and you showing up halfway. So yes, internally, how can I show up as a better version of me so that I can attract what I know that I desire? Commercial break. If you're new to my page, you probably have not heard my romantic story. So before, you may have seen the kids and the hubby and right? Before that, before I was a wife and a mom and a homeowner, right? I was in a relationship with a gentleman for 4 years that had no growth. It was like we were in high school in the cafeteria. We went on dates. Whoop-de-doo. Where's the engagement? Where's the house? Where's the baby? Where's the businesses? Where's the savings account? Where are the vacations? Where's the family get together? Where are the Thanksgivings? Where are the Christmases? Where are the matching pajamas? Ooh la la, that's coming in 4 weeks. And some of y'all gonna be burning. Y'all gonna be sad, mad, something, logging out your social media. And I'm gonna say respectfully, because you ain't listening to me. So you need to be tuned in. If you are new to my page, make sure that, and if this is valuable, you join the YouTube. That's where the long form is. You're not going to see these live streams on my TikTok, on my Instagram, only on my YouTube. And that's a starting point. Because for many of you guys, you have been listening to the advice. I got people who've been following me for years and they don't do anything about it. Maybe you need your hand held. Maybe you need specific training on specific issues that are, I was going to say specific again, that are specific to where you are in your life. And then that's where coaching comes in, and you can't beat that. I love doing live streams. I love talking ish. I feel like this is the most authentic version of me, minus cussing. I just cussed a little bit earlier, but I usually don't cuss. That's the only thing I hide from y'all. Everything else, transparent, right? I love to talk with y'all, but this cannot fulfill the very particular intricacies of your life. So I'm giving you the tea, yes, but is exactly what you need based on your needs? I can't say. We have to do more. We can start with YouTube. Cool. And then we have to do something else many times. Some people, maybe it is enough. But if you've been watching me 6 months, 8 months, a year, and you're still not where you want to be romantically, then there's something's got to change. All right. Back to the issue at hand. I was in that relationship for 4 years, had no growth, no next steps. I ended it at the 4-year mark. Because guess what? You're not going to waste any more, or let me take accountability. I am not going to allow you, because I'm not a slave. I wasn't chained up in his basement. I'm not going to allow you to waste any more of my blood, sweat, tears, eggs. I want to have some babies, right? Every month. I don't have to paint the picture. Y'all already know, right? And I need them to grow. And so I had to move on from that relationship. I had to heal, and I created a strategy on how to get back into the dating scene so that I could meet my husband. And guess what? Literally, not metaphorically, not hypothetically, right? Some other clues. Literally, the next man that I dated is my husband, Andrew Wellington. And he wasted no time. As a matter of fact, the day that he asked for my hand in marriage, which was May 19th, 2019, May 19th, right? Malcolm X's birthday. I'm a history buff. I have an undergrad degree in American history. May 19th, he asked me, and he said, oh, do you want to get married for Memorial Weekend? The next week. When you are dating these people and they don't want to commit to you, when you are dating these people and they can't put a date as to their general vision of their desire for marriage, their general desire for children, their general desire to purchase a house, to buy, they playing with you. Listen to me, Big Sis Al. They're playing. This man put a ring on my finger May 19, 2019. I'm calling everybody on FaceTime. Ha ha, he's so excited, right? I'm not too much of a cry. If you see me cry, it's serious. I ain't cry. And then when I got off the phone, like 20 minutes later, after calling all my friends on FaceTime, he said, all right, so when you want to do it? You want to get married Memorial? I said, Memorial? That's in 2 weeks. I said, yeah. I said, babe, no, I want a Caribbean wedding. I want to get married in the summertime where my teacher friends are off. At that time, I was a school counselor. My counseling friends are off. We have to wait until next year, summer. So like a year and 4 months. And I want a nice date. It was 8/8. All right, yeah, I made him wait a year and 4 months. Andrew Wellington ain't making his dream girl wait. So I want you to say to yourself, I want you to ask yourself this. Anybody out there who's in a situationship right now, who's unsure, who's in a long-term relationship that has no growth. You're in your 30s, you're in your 40s, you're in your 50s. It's 2 years, 2.5 years, 3 years, and there's nothing that's shining yet. I want you to ask yourself, would my husband treat me like this? Would my husband put me on the back burner? Would my husband make me wait? Or would my husband be passionate about me? Or would my husband know better? Or would my husband be clear about what he needs and I'm it? I'm just asking, is that what your husband would do? Is that how your husband would treat you? Is that how your husband would make you feel, knowing that this is what you desire and he could deliver and he's just choosing not to? Dating 101, vetting, right? You need to be clear on exactly what you're looking for in a partner and a partnership. Once you are clear, your non-negotiables, you're going to write them down on a piece of paper. I tell my clients no more than 7. We want to be realistic that we have what we're asking for, or we can complement. What do I mean by that? If I'm asking for a man who's a great communicator, he's an effective communicator, he can express himself appropriately, he's not quick to anger, he can express his needs and his wants, he's someone who can read the room, he can respond appropriately. Can you do all that? I had a client in coaching, and this is why coaching matters, right? She had her list. I reviewed the list. I'm now asking probing questions. Well, why is that important to you? And what do you mean by that specifically? And she's answering. And then, well, do you have that? No. Well, guess what, sis? That means that you either need to level up in that area or you don't have a right to demand that ting. How you gonna demand that ting and you ain't got it yourself? It's outrageous. Why would I want you to keep this logical and reasonable and fair, right? And if I'm coming off a little harsh, I hope you guys know that I'm doing this 100% out of love. 100. I want you to win. My clients win. Check the receipts, check the testimonials. It's on YouTube, it's on Instagram. I just had a testimonial yesterday of a client who had twin girls in her 40s. So when y'all tell me this won't happen for me, lies you tell. Anywho, I'm getting distracted. Non-negotiables. Realistic. Okay, I'm saying this out of love, right? This man, a man who has excellent communication skills, effective, reasonable, fair, can read the room, can assess emotions, can respond appropriately, can express himself, is not quick to anger, who listens, right? This is a desirable man. He's a desirable man, right? He gonna want you when you quick to anger. You can't express yourself. You don't know how to read the room. You don't know how to shush when it's time for you to shush, and you don't know how to speak up when it's time for you to speak up. You're not mindful of your tone. You're not reasonable. You're not fair. You're an emotional hodgepodge. No. So what we gonna do? You're gonna get into therapy if that's the thing. You're gonna get into coaching if that's the thing. You're gonna work on yourself so that you have a right to demand more of others. I'm trying to think of other like comparisons of ways that I could teach y'all this so y'all can understand where I'm coming from. How can I come on here with y'all? And I'm telling y'all, ladies, this is your presentation matters. You have to show up as the best version of you. You have to be going to these events. You have to be prepared for folks to approach you, right? And I came on here. Where's my bonnet? Usually I have my bonnet right here, right next to me, right? I had my flexi rods in all day. When I'm coming on social media to show my face to you guys, to teach you, to pour into you, how dare I come on with my bonnet and my flexi rods? Yes, I put on a little bit of makeup for y'all, a little lip gloss. Actually, I'm lying. It's not. It's A&D ointment, but it's shiny and it looked good, and y'all wouldn't know the difference. Yes, I put on a little blush for y'all. Yes, I filled in my eyebrows for y'all, and I ain't even trying to bag y'all. But you're telling me that you can't level up and show up as the best version of you if that looks like therapy, if it looks like coaching, if it looks like a makeup class, if it looks like getting a consultation on what hair looks best on you. You telling me you can't show up to be the best version of you? Is you. I want you to look good and feel good and be the best version of you for you. And then also for the fringe benefit of everybody else, who includes your man and your mother and your sister and your best friend, for your colleagues, for your employees, for your subordinates, for your team, for everybody. When you level up and show up as the best version of you, both in and out, I'm not going to lie to you and tell you, oh, it's only the inside that matters. No. Somebody was called me shallow AF. Y'all know what that means on Facebook when I was talking about, yes, you have to be attracted to the guy that you're seeing. I know that he's a good guy. No, you got to be attracted to them because you're going to be sleeping with them for years to come. When we 75 and our body parts don't work, then pish tosh. You 30, you 40, you 50, it's still all in popping. She called me shallow. Oh, well. And you know what I said to her? I said, well, what about your husband? He's pretty handsome, right? It's Facebook. I can see you. Your husband's pretty handsome. I'm sure that you took that into consideration. No, he was a good person. How you knew that? How'd you know that, ma'am? There's plenty of homeless people who are good human beings. There are plenty of McDonald's drop the fries that are good human beings. And you know that you're not giving them a chance. We have to get past the exterior first, and then we find out if you're a good person. So yes, you have to do the work both inside and out. And I said on live yesterday, I know some of y'all think, oh, well, Allison, it's easy for you to say because, I consider myself brown skin, but, like you're whatever, and you have good skin, blah, blah, blah. And by good, I mean clear, right? Not like in color. I mean like in texture. Right? And oh, Allison, you have nice hair. These are sewn on. Maine by Aesthetics. Maine by Aesthetics is the brand. Okay, make sure you holler at Maine by Aesthetics. Yeah, I put effort in, and you should too. Inside, I know what some of my problems. Some of my problems, I know this was a big problem for the guy I was dating before. It doesn't matter because right? But even if it doesn't matter for him, it matters for everyone I'm in relationship with, including my husband. And I was quick to anger, very argumentative. I'm one of the girls that, the dads tell you, or you should have been a lawyer, or a teacher tells you you should be a lawyer, because what they really mean is you need to shut the F up. You always carrying on. You talk too much. That was me on my report card. Talks too much. Every class, all the time. Right? That's an undesirable trait. Nobody wants to go home to be warring with a partner, male or female, or a teenage kid. I know that's coming up in a couple of years for me. No, pick and choose your battles. I teach that in my coaching program, Rules of Engagement, for those who are in healthy, happy, committed relationships and want their relationship to move forward towards marriage in a healthy, solid way. Click the links in my bio. They're everywhere, right? Comment or DM me, and I will send you the link for you to join that program. But I can't just rest on my laurels of, okay, I'm lucky enough to have clear skin. I'm lucky enough to grow some hair. I'm lucky enough to go to the gym and lose 40 pounds twice. Not luck, hard work. I show up. I do the best version of me that I can be. That is only going to get me through the door. And then when a guy starts dating me and I'm an ass, then what is that going to get me? So personality does matter. We have to do both. If you think that work only exists from 9 to 5, then you're fooling yourself. The work is also from 6 to 10 on you. That's in your gym classes. That's in your therapy sessions. That's in your coaching sessions. That's in your journaling. That's in your prayer closet. It's in your church. You should be constantly working on you, because again, going back to what we're talking about, how can you demand the best of others if you're not showing up as your best self, both in and out? So you need to do an inventory. That's another day, another coaching session with y'all, right? Another free training with y'all, another day of how to do an inventory on how you're showing up and how that's undesirable and how you're going to change it. Those who are in my coaching program, I help them identify what behaviors and traits are undesirable. I'm actually doing that with a group on Wednesday. That's a session that we're on, session 3. It's called You, because so many of you guys think that dating is about them and don't realize that so much more of dating is about you. You. So we spend a whole week on you. You need to identify both inside and out something that you know is not the best version of you. Quick to anger. Maybe someone is poor communication style. Maybe someone is poor money management. Who wants to marry somebody who cannot balance a checkbook? I'm showing my age. I don't want to commingle my friends with somebody who can't balance a checkbook, who's in the negative, but makes money, right? This is not to shame anybody who's like legitimately struggling, right? You're a poor money manager. You're a poor communicator. You're quick to anger. You're argumentative. You're passive. You're passive aggressive. You're a people pleaser and you have no boundaries. That's not a desirable. Y'all think that might be cute. Oh, I'm always showing up for everybody. Nobody wants to marry that, because then you're watching your spouse disrespect themselves. People pleasers. There's a people pleaser who's listening to me right now. Your spouse does not enjoy watching you disrespect yourself. And for my people pleasers, what they tend to do is they tend to drag their spouse into their people pleasing. Oh, no, don't worry, my husband will do it. Oh, don't worry, my husband will get the tree for you. Oh, don't worry, my husband will go down the attic for you. Oh, don't worry, my husband can fix the pipe for you. No, he can't. He has boundaries. And now you're making him look like a jerk because he's going to say, no, babe, I'm tired. I worked all day. I took care of the kids. I fixed this thing. No, I'm not their wife. I'm not their husband. I'm your husband. I'm not their husband. I'm your husband. Right? Vetting. We have to be clear on exactly what we're looking for in a partner, in a partnership. Write it down on paper, and then start creating a list of questions and behaviors that we have to pay attention to so that we can assess whether or not that person has that thing. Does that make sense? Does that make sense? For my clients, I help them to create their list and I give them all the questions to ask. Ding, ding, ding. You don't have to think when you're working with a coach sometimes. Sometimes. I give them all the behaviors to pay attention to so that they can end dating a gentleman quickly. And that's one of the biggest issues, that we get dating fatigue. We're wasting time with the wrong people, and we think that dating is the problem when it's not the problem. It's our process, it's our lack of strategy. If you know exactly what you're looking for, you know what questions to ask, when to ask it, how to ask it, why you're even asking it, then you can figure out by the end of a phone call whether or not someone's an inappropriate match. That way you ain't that mad. Okay, you were driving 30 minutes anyway. You were washing dishes anyway. You were doing the laundry, you was folding the clothes, you were reorganizing the closet anyway. No skin off your back, he's an inappropriate match. My clients are able to assess by the end of max date number 3. Many times we're able to filter through people and creating a dating profile that allows for that filter to happen for you. I do that for my clients as well, so that we're eliminating people who are inappropriate match early on. That way you are not fatigued. You are not overwhelmed. You're not frustrated. You're not upset. Right? We have to look at it differently. Gwendolyn says, for real, thank you, next, quickly, and keep it moving. And keep it moving. Right? And so this is what I'm going to suggest for you guys moving forward, because I got to go. I got to pick up the babies, right? 3 things. Number 1, I have a gift for you. Yes, an early Christmas gift just for you. Okay? That gift is a free training, and it's called Dating 101. So I just covered vetting specifically, but that's just one of 5 pillars that needs to be covered in order for you to transform and improve your dating life. So if you are watching this on Instagram, if you comment the word or phrase dating 101, if you DM me, it could be 1 word or 2, dating and then 101, doesn't matter. I hooked it up so that ain't no confusion. Once you spell the words right, which is another problem for another day, you'll get it. So if you're on Instagram and watching this, if you're on Facebook and you're watching this, comment or DM the word, a phrase, dating 101, and I'll send you a free training. If you are on YouTube, you're going to do the same thing, and I'm going to reply to that message. But I feel like with YouTube, y'all don't be checking out messages. It's not the same like a DM. So I'll also have the link, YouTube. This is why I want y'all to come over on YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, YouTube. I'm going to have the link right in the description, and I'm going to have it pinned in the comments so you can't miss it. Okay? Free for you, Dating 101 Masterclass. Okay? I don't know how long it's going to be free for. We're doing this live right now, November 24th at 5:34 p.m. Eastern. So get on it expeditiously. All right. I'll have the link available for you if you're watching this on YouTube. I think, I don't know if Facebook, you might not get it. We got to ask. We got to figure that out. And TikTok, I'm going to have it linked in my bio for you. Okay. Free training. Jamie, I'm going to answer your question a moment before I go. Okay. So free. But like I said, and this actually goes to Jamie's question, like I said, specificity is a game changer. Coaching, courses, those are the game changers. Those are the things that are going to be created around your particular needs, your particular wants, your particular desires. So between today, Monday, November 24th, and Saturday, for my pre-recorded course, my self-paced course, Snatch a Spouse, I am giving you $250 off between today and Saturday, whatever day Saturday is. Forgive me. I think that might be the 29th of November, right? $250 off. I'm going to have the link. Actually, let me put a pin on this. I'm going to put the link right now so that y'all don't forget. Okay. And for TikTok, sorry, y'all, it's going to be linked in my bio. That's why you should join me on YouTube. All right. So YouTube, I just put it. It's right there. Instagram. Oh, no. I don't think I was live on Instagram that whole time. Poor Instagram. Sorry, y'all. Y'all just joining. See, this is this multi thingy. This thing is hard. Remembering to do all this stuff. Okay. Right. So if you are interested in the self-paced course and you on a budget and live coaching is just not an appropriate match for you, between today, Monday, November the 24th at 5:36 p.m. and Saturday, 11:59 p.m., I'm going to be taking $250 off of the Snatch a Spouse course, where I cover vetting, discernment, working on you, online dating, offline dating, and building a healthy relationship. All right. So that's code 250 with the link that I've just provided. TikTok, and link is in my bio. Okay. So no excuses. I'll see if I could put it. I don't really know. I'm still working on TikTok. Okay. YouTube, no excuses. Love 250. For those who are like me, who recognize, Allison, I hear what you're saying with this course, this self-paced course, but I need accountability. I need someone who's going to hold my hand. I need someone who's going to talk me off the ledge. I need someone who is going to be extremely specific to tell me what I need to do to transform my love life. I need somebody who is going to wag their finger and put me back on track. I need someone who's going to cheerlead for me when I'm going in the right direction. Then live coaching is where you need to be. That's called the partner you deserve. You have to apply for that program. Everyone cannot get in. So I have the link there, bookallison.com/partner you deserve. It's linked in my bio. It's here on YouTube. It's in the, what do you call it? The comments box right now. It'll be pinned everywhere. And I'm taking $2,000 off between today, November 24th, Monday, November 24th, and Saturday, 11:59 p.m. $2,000 off for live coaching. First, you apply. The application is free. If you're an appropriate match, then we'll get you enrolled ASAP. Now, you don't have to start immediately. There's some people who have enrolled to take advantage of the discount, and then they find themselves, they're moving, they're in transition, it's whatever, and they want to hold off. Then you can start later. But you want to take advantage of this $2,000 now, because I'm telling you now, January 1st is going to be a different animal. January 1st is going to be a different animal. And I'll be transparent, and I'll tell you why. The work that I'm doing is life-changing. There's someone who commented underneath one of my posts. I just posted yesterday about a client I mentioned to you guys who gave me an update that she had twin girls after our coaching program, right? She's in a partnership. She's found her guy. She found her man. They bought a house. They had 2 babies, plus 40, right? The work that I do changes lives. And someone commented and said, damn, she got her ROI, her return on investment. Imagine that. Her whole life has changed for the better. She is living the vision she's always had for herself because she invested in coaching, because she knew that she needed help and she recognized that she had to do something different to get a different result. Believe that. Can you? I can't. So again, if you want the free training, which is a good start, it's a good start. You're going to comment or DM the phrase Dating 101. I'll have the links everywhere as well. And then you can get the start, Dating 101. From there, I need you to decide, am I going to do a self-paced course where I do the work on my own, but I do not have the one-on-one support? Or am I going to do live group coaching where it's going to be Allison that's lovingly on your behind to make sure that you get results, because when you win, I win. Make sense? All right, beautiful people, I'm going to wrap up here. I will be back on Wednesday, 5 p.m. I'm switching some things up, so I might do another training. I think I'm going to start doing trainings on Wednesdays. So we shall see, but I will be back. If this has been valuable to you, if I've given you value, if you've learned something, please, I want you to join me on YouTube. If you're already on YouTube, make sure that you like, subscribe, and share. That costs you nothing. And I've given you 40 minutes of tough love like I always do, because I want you to win. All right, folks, I got to go. Love y'all much. Make sure you click the link. The self-paced course link is not working. Okay, let me pull it up again. Thank you for letting me know. And I'm not going to go. Crap. I'm not going to go until you let me know that it opens up. Okay? Thank you so much for letting us know that. It should be right there for you. And if not, you know what? You're on YouTube. I wonder what I can do. I will absolutely have it in the caption in a couple of minutes once this is done. And I'll also have it pinned at the bottom when this is done as well. I was going to say, if you were on Facebook or on Instagram, I could DM it to you, but on YouTube, I can't. But yeah, and the code is LOVE, LOVE 250 for $250 off, right? Yeah, so Jamie asked, and Jamie, I'm going to throw this on real quick because I absolutely have to go. Jamie asked, what question should I ask on a first date? So Jamie, you may have just been coming in. The questions that you ask have to be in alignment with your non-negotiables. So unless I knew what your non-negotiables were, i.e. you were in coaching, I wouldn't be able to answer that specifically. I can give you some quick examples, but I would have to know what your list of non-negotiables are. generate that list of questions, generate the behaviors, and then give it to you in order for me to be able to answer that question fully. People throw out questions all the time, but that might not be specific to your needs. For example, I have some clients who value family, right? They're family oriented. So they want a partner who is family oriented. So the questions I would ask to assess whether or not a gentleman is family oriented is, where did you grow up? Do you have any siblings? Are your parents still with us? Oh, thank God. Or, oh, I'm so sorry to hear that. What are you doing this Thanksgiving? Are you visiting friends or family? Right? And if the answers are, I got some siblings, I don't know where they at, I don't really rock with them, I really haven't seen my mom in a while. Okay, did you guys grow up here? She's still in the neighborhood? Yes, she is. Then why the hell you're not seeing your mom, right? It's Thanksgiving. Oh, what are you doing this Thanksgiving? Friends, family. Oh, I think I'm just going to kick back. I signed up for an extra shift at work. I'm asking questions around his existing family to see whether or not he has a relationship with them. And if he doesn't, because guess what? There's some people who don't have much family, or sometimes everyone else in the family is the problem and they're actually the right one, the good guy, right? If we're talking about millennials, guess what? A lot of our millennial population, I don't know if you guys remember, I mean, I was in New York, so it was really big, like the crack epidemic, right? So a lot of millennials come from families who struggle with drugs. So just because they don't have family, their family may have been passed, or literally they don't have a relationship with them, right? So where's your friends at? And yes, I have 2 master's degrees. Where your friends at? Okay. So not much family. Do you find yourself hanging out with friends? No. He don't have a friendship circle. He don't have biological family. This is questionable. So that's what I mean by, I would need to know what your non-negotiables are, which my clients tell me, right? That's session 2. Then I could give you specific questions to ask and behaviors to pay attention to. But without knowing that, I wouldn't be able to do that. I'm sure you see other people creating content around questions to ask, but that only applies if that's a non-negotiable for you. If you don't rock with your family and you only intended for it to be you and him for life, no kids, maybe you don't care about family oriented, ergo you wouldn't ask those questions. Does that make sense? So we have to be super clear on what our questions are. That's why this is the whole purpose of our live. You have to be clear on exactly what you require so that you know what questions to ask. And if you join coaching by applying for my Partner You Deserve program, then I will be able to give you all of those questions. The link for the free training, as I mentioned, if you are on Instagram, you can comment or DM Dating 101. If you put it in the comments here, I'll send you the link. But on YouTube, you're probably not going to see. I find people don't see it, but I will have it linked in the description. I will have it linked in the caption. All right. So just give me, if you just go on Instagram, it's right there. And it's also already linked everywhere. It's linked everywhere. But I will send it to you again. All right. That's Dating 101. All right. I really got to go, guys. Love y'all so much. Okay, good. I don't want to get this wrong. I'm 3084. 3084 says the link is working now. Thank you. And Terry says it's working for me. Just checked. Okay, excellent. So again, love 250 is the code for $250 off the self-paced course. If you are a person who's action oriented, you're going to take the information, you're going to run with it, you're going to execute. You're an executor. Great. Do the course. If you are like me and you need someone to walk you across the street to do everything to make sure it gets done, and you want to work with me one-on-one, and you want access to me live and in color, then my live coaching program, The Partner You Deserve, is best. I'll put the link in the stuff again. You have to apply. You have to apply. The application is free. And then once you're approved, we will get you enrolled. You get $2,000 off between now and Saturday. All right. Gotta go. Love y'all so much. Adios. Bye.